Hello, welcome to the Real Madrid news channel. Pete JENSON, Harry Kane moving to Real Madrid just makes sense. He may want Alan Shearer's record, but challenging for the top honours while surrounded by Vinicius and Co could see him become England's greatest footballing export. Harry Kane replacing Karim Benzema as Real Madrid's number 9 just makes sense. He'd be a surefire success with the teammates around him at the Bernabeu. However, dealing with Levy will be tough, and so will be convincing Kane to move. Harry Kane was out on loan at Millwall in 2012 when Luka Modric played his last season at Tottenham, but if he wants to consult someone about a possible move to Real Madrid to replace Karim Benzema, he could do worse than ask the Croatian Ballon d'Or winner. Modric will tell him not to think twice about switching to the Bernabeu. They love an unassuming showman, and Kane fits that description every bit as well as Modric, who is adored at the club like no one else. It smacks of contradiction, unassuming and showman, but it's the mix of sublime moments of skill and then the unaffected celebration, the stepping back from the spotlight having dazzled. Modric has it, and so does Kane. Modric, who has so far resisted the lure of Saudi Pro League riches and is determined to stay, would also be an English-speaking ally in the Madrid dressing room for Kane. And in Jude Bellingham he would have an international teammate to smooth what can be an awkward and lonely transition. Kane, playing between the brilliant Brazilians Vinicius and Rodrigo, would also be a surefire success. If he stayed injury-free, goals would come from open play and from penalties and free kicks, both would be his terrain. Benzema is the spot kick taker, and set pieces are no one in particular's domain, although with Marco Asensio gone, Kane would be first in the queue. He would go straight into the second best team in Europe right now, flanked by Vinicius and Rodrigo, and with Modric, Bellingham, Eduardo Camavinga and Toni Kroos behind him. And silverware would suddenly be well within his grasp. With a strong Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, the domestic crown is not considered boringly inevitable as it is in France for Paris Saint-Germain or in Germany for Bayern Munich, but it is a real possibility every year. And nowhere in Europe is the Champions League more of an obsession. He'd be playing the big European games in front of 81,000 in the newly renovated Santiago Bernabeu. He'd also be playing for the coach who has won it the most often, with Carlo Ancelotti insistent that, unlike Benzema, he will see out the final year of his contract. If Madrid come calling, and with an offer that convinces Daniel Levy, Kane would be wise to give it serious consideration. But Levy and Spurs remain defiant, even keeping Kane as a prominent part of the launch of their new home kit despite doubts over his future and his links to Real and Man United. It's not fair to say he'd be a fool not to take it. Because the alternatives of joining Manchester United and staying at Tottenham before a lucrative free transfer in 2024 also have huge appeal, but the chance is there to become the greatest English footballing export. Madrid have long been admirers. They have been caught out by Benzema's departure and find themselves scanning the market for the closest thing to the Frenchman. There is a consensus that Kane is that man. They know dealing with Levy will not be easy, and that convincing Kane is also not a foregone conclusion. Kai Havertz is the alternative, and Ancelotti has given his okay to both options. England captain Kane is first on the runway, and if he indicates that he wants to land in the Spanish capital, then Madrid president Florentino Perez and his right-hand man Jose Angel Sanchez will sit down with Tottenham again, as they have in the past for Gareth Bale and Modric, to make it work. Subscribe to our channel, for the most passionate Real Madrid fans, to stay on top of the main news of our favorite club. Until next time, Hala Madrid.